Hello everyone. Welcome to video number 2, I think. Well, actually in reality this is probably video number 5, but this is a brand new camera that I got for Valentine's Day. And so I'm starting now to officially do YouTube videos so I don't waste the generous moment that my husband bought me this camera. I got to put it to use. So I already did my first video, which was making pouring medium, and now this video is going to be on a swipe technique. I get all my inspirations and ideas from YouTube. I'm addicted to YouTube. I get addicted to everything so easily. Alcohol, games, painting, cricketing, any kind of hobby. I have an addictive personality. So, back to YouTube videos. I just can't seem to come up with my own ideas, so I watch a lot of YouTube videos, and pictures that I like, I screenshot and I save. And so I really like these two pictures. Next time I will make sure I put down who did them so I can give them appropriate credit that's due to them. These are two swipes, and what really grabbed my attention is that they have silhouettes. Either vinyl. This cat here looks like it's probably hand painted. I am not very good at hand painting, so I will just use my Cricut to make vinyls. I printed me a little vinyl of a couple underneath an umbrella, so I'm going to do a swipe because of that idea. Now this swipe here to me looks like it could possibly be, they did lines in the middle, then they put probably a cell activator on top of the line, and then they swiped this way down, and then they swiped this way. I'm not a fan of the vine, or a spine, whatever we call it. I think we call it a spine. So I'm going to just swipe from the top down to the bottom, and I'm going to swipe in black, and I'm going to swipe with a cell activator. I will go on to do other videos about the cell activator, which is pretty much going viral on YouTube because of the Shelley Bloom effect, and everybody's trying different recipes and copying recipes and all that kind of such. And we mostly use a house paint on the bottom of the canvas, and then we put at just a very minimal amount of paint, pretty much just puddle pours is what we do. They're called puddle pours. And then on top of the puddle pours we put a cell activator, mostly out of white, which is Amsterdam white, which is what most people get that effect by. It's hard to get Amsterdam white. I can't find it in stores here in Las Vegas. I've ordered it on Amazon, but it's not Prime, so it takes too long to get here, and I can't use a coupon with it, and I'm a coupon fanatic, and I don't really buy anything without coupons. So I'm going to do a black cell activator today, and since I don't have Amsterdam, I am using, what am I using? Here it is, Artist Loft. Artist Loft is a pretty good brand, although this is level 1, which I would love to use level 3, but it's not in my money bracket, so Artist Loft is going to be. The more expensive paints you buy, the better they're going to be, the better results you're going to have, the better cells, the better everything. Artist Loft is a pretty good brand. Liquitex, this is Liquitex Basics, which is a pretty cheap brand. I believe it's a little cheaper than this Artist Loft. Not quite sure. Relatively about the same. They don't have prices on them. But like say $4.99 for a tube, 50% off. I'm spending about $2.50 around there. And they last a much longer time than the fluid acrylics that come in these little 2-ounce bottles. Deco Art, this is Deco Art. It's a pretty good brand. I would recommend Deco Art. But for just starting out, learning, practicing, experimenting, what I did is I did a lot of, started out with Apple Barrel, 50 cents a bottle from Walmart, dollar store. I don't recommend Apple Barrel. You're not going to like your results too much. And even though you're starting out new and you're experimenting, you still want to have good results. So forget the Apple Barrel. Crafts, what is this called? Anita's craft paint is doable. Let's see, what else is doable? What's it called? Master's Touch is doable. And I like Master's Touch. It comes in a bottle like this. And it is usually always on sale at Hobby Lobby for 50% off. Pretty much all the time. So go ahead and grab some Master's Touch. Okay, so I talked a little bit about the cell activator, what I'm going to use on the top to swipe. As an experiment, I don't think I've done it before with the cell activator paint, so I'm going to experiment with you guys. And I already have my paints made up. I'm pretty much following Julie Cutts. I love Julie Cutts and Karen, Waterfall Acrylics. Hi, Karen! Those probably my two favorite ones. And so right now, Julie Cutts, I was just watching her, and she just did one. And her canvas, she goes in centimeters. And I believe she's from Australia. We go in the States more of inches. So I'm using this canvas. Let me put you down. While I put you down and stuff, I'm going to grab my apron, and the noise you hear is that I'm walking on, I have white carpet in my craft room, and I have it all covered up with a cheap dollar store shower curtain. So that's what has been on my carpet for about a year now. Eventually we will replace this carpet with our vinyl flooring, wood vinyl flooring thing. But in the meantime, what I'm doing, walking on this plastic. Okay, got my apron on. I'm going to put you down, and we will get started. Let's see, where do you guys go? About right there. Okay, there. I'm not going to put any base coat on the bottom of the canvas this time. I'm going to put a good amount of paint on the canvas to do my swiping. Julie uses about 3 ounces of her colors to cover her canvas, and this is my 3-ounce cup. I was trying to do like 2 ounces of paint with 2 ounces of pouring medium. But that was a lot of paint, and it just was too much paint. What you mostly need to do is, where's that stir stick at? Oh, here it is to not worry so much about how much you're doing. Like mostly this is 1-to-1 ratio. As a swipe, it is more on the liquidy side than the thicker side, because on a swipe you just need it that way. And get my gloves on. So I was making this in this 3-ounce cup, which is really hard because you got to do a lot of really good stirring, and it's just too hard to stir in a little 3-ounce cup. So all my colors are now in these 8-ounce cups, so I can stir really, really well. Okay, so stirring is very, very important. At least a minute, 2 to 2 minutes of stirring. I have so many paintings that you see these little pimples and little bumps on, and it's because I just didn't stir good enough. So please, lots of good stirring. So I have 4 different colors here, all about 2.5 to 3 ounces of color in each cup. I made it my pouring medium in this 12-ounce container, and I probably used a total of 8 ounces of pouring medium. So probably about 2 ounces of pouring medium to 1 ounce of paint. I was measuring on my little scale here, but don't even worry about that because it's just mainly the consistency. And so most of the time you're going to want your consistency to look like melted honey, melted ice cream. And most of the time when you do this, you're going to want to see a mound. And you're going to want your mound to be there about 3 seconds before it disappears back into itself. But for a swipe, we kind of want it to go in right away without leaving a mound. So I'm going to say this consistency is about right. This yellow, let's see, I am using Artist Loft, level 1, and I only had some little, not even 1 ounces. So I used a little bit of what I had left of my Brilliant Yellow and a little bit of Lemon Yellow to make this. And I'm not a yellow fan at all, but I need to start getting away from my comfort colors, and which this is my comfort color, the blues, teals, and purple. Okay, so I've stirred this pretty well. It's hard to see, and I don't think I have the right light, but it's very runny, and it's not leaving a mound. And this is my teal. My teal is from Master's Touch. It is hard body, thick body actually is what it's called, and it is Cobalt Teal, one of my favorite colors. This blue here is from Artist Loft, level 1. It is called, oh, it's so dark in here. I think it's just called Brilliant Blue. Yes, Brilliant Blue. Okay, and then this purple is Artist Loft, also level 1, and it's violet. Okay, none of these paints have silicone oil in them yet, so I'm going to add my silicone oil. I'm using, well, I've bought all kinds of silicone oil, but Julie Cutts loves to use Spot On Treadmill Belt lubricant oil. I have used in the past acrylic pouring oil that I bought at the craft stores. I don't really use that anymore. I've tried, a lot of people like using coconut hair serum. That works. A lot of people like using Rain-X from the hardware store. Pretty good stuff. You can even use KY jelly. Anything that has dimethicone in it. But I'm going to stick with right now Spot On. Okay, so Julie Cutts recommends about 1 drop of oil per ounce. So I have about 3 ounces in each of these cups. So I'm going to put 3 drops of oil. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. And I'm only going to stir it about 1 to 2 seconds. 1, 2. Okay. 1, 2. You don't want to overstir. 1, 2, and 1, 2. I might use some titanium white in my painting. Not quite sure yet. I'll just see how that goes. I'm not going to do a dirty cup. I'm just going to pour straight. And let's see if I think I got everything ready. Yeah. Another sip of wine. So good. Okay. I don't need to go into any particular order because I'm just going to kind of lay my colors on top of each other. So here goes purple. My teal. And I will do my brilliant blue. Ooh, too much, too much. Good thing I like blue. Okay, and some yellow. Maybe right here. And through here. Here. Ooh, okay. I think I need some more of teal. Oh, that's not teal, Renee. This is teal. Let's do these little zigzaggy things. And I hate it when people do this on camera and scrape everything out of their cup. It just wastes so much time. You guys don't want to watch that. What else color? Probably some more purple. More zigzaggies. And I think I am going to use a little bit of titanium white. And all the artists, all the artists that do use white, usually always titanium. Come on, white, come on out. There you go. I don't want to use too much because it does make the dark colors a little bit more on the opaque side. I don't know. I could, because see, I'm not even sure what I'm attempting to get. If I want a lot of cells or light cells. Okay, so now comes the cell activator. Got this from the dollar store. One side's black, one side's white. I will open the black side. I have white up here. I'm going to kind of take some of that off the top because this is where the black cell activator is going. A pretty decent amount, making sure that I cover everything so that my sides and corners and everything get covered. That looks about good. But as I swipe, I'm going to start, the black is going to start running out. So about in the middle, I'm going to do another line of black cell activator. Okay. Remember, I am experimenting. Now, everybody uses different things to swipe with. I made this up. I haven't used it yet. These are two paper protector sleeves, and to make it a little bit heavier, I put white heavy cardstock in there. Some people use cardboard. Some people use a very damp, not damp, but just a little moist paper towel where they spray it with a spray bottle. So let's give this a try. Okay, so I'm going to start swiping on the top of the black. I'm only going to lay it down very, very lightly. I am not putting any pressure. I am not going to lay this protector on any other color, just the black that you see here, just the black. And I'm going to go at a decent speed, not too fast, but a consistent speed. I don't want to stop. I don't want to jig-jag. I don't want to, just one consistent. So as Julie says, put one foot in back of the other and get your balance so you don't fall over. Okay, so here we go. It's on top of my black. No pressure. And I'm just going to swipe very lightly, very slowly. I hope I did everything right. I want her to be proud of me. Oh no, I did, and I forgot a step. Gosh darn it. Darn it, darn it, darn it. I was supposed to do a little bit of tilting and get it all kind of mixed up. Crap-ola. I might have to scrape and start over. Nothing new for me because I do that a lot. Where's my wine? Well, I'm being patient and watching these cells pop up. You have to be patient, and that's where I lose it because I don't have patience. And I start doing work before I let the magic happen. I'm going to get my torch and do some torching so that cells can start popping up. I can't believe I did that. Yeah, I can. I knew I was going to forget something. Okay, there is some right here on the corner, on the edge, that didn't get swiped too well. So I'm going to get a playing card because Rita donated me a whole bunch of playing cards that she doesn't use anymore. And I'm just going to swipe this edge. And of course I'm shaky. Okay. So, since this is way too black, and I didn't do the darn tilting before I scrape, I will go ahead and give it another swipe just to see what happens. I mean, what the heck, huh? Because I'm going to scrape it anyway. Might as well try. And then a lot of times, swipe number 2 gives you a lot more pretty cells anyway. So let's do this again. Uh-oh, see, I didn't put my foot back in me and I'm about ready to fall over. See, I'm not a fan of black at all, and I'm trying to, because black tends to take over. I have too much there, so I'm going to swipe that a little bit.